Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura. Welcome to the Pattern Queens, episode 149. Today is Sunday, June 2nd. Yes, 2 months later. And this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and just trying to get back in the swing of things and also being able to say shenanigans without lisping for it. It's been
Oh,
a while.
yes, yes, craziness, right?
Mhm.
So we want to say welcome to everyone who is joining us today. Grab a cup. We've talked about what we have to show, and I think it may be a little bit longer because it has been a while.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
settle in. We hope you like what you see. We know you have a lot of choices out there, but if you enjoy our video, please hit the like and subscribe, hit that little bell, and you'll get a notification when we film. There.
And if you're new, hello. We usually don't take 2-month breaks.
So that was all of the business stuff right up at the front.
Ooh, man, look at that. Professional.
Yeah. And we like to do a little bit of, see, I opened my planner today and made
Mhm.
some notes, and I just feel so much more organized.
Nice. I do
So
not feel organized. I wrote nothing down.
we are going to start off like we usually do with a little bit of life update. I think there may be a life update for Keisha.
Hint, hint. So if you didn't watch our Stitch with Us that we did on Mother's Day,
2 weeks
the
ago.
reason why we've been gone for 2 months is because I have an almost 2-month-old. Um, little little Owen Guthrie entered the world on April the 5th, and we just love him. Big brother loves him. I have a little boy who will be 4 in July, and he is the best big brother in the whole entire world. And I'm sleep deprived and, you know, sore and all of the things, but I'm also very, very happy. And this was my first week back at work from maternity leave, so I'm just all the kinds of tired. But that's my major life update is I had a baby. So how
Oh
about
my
you,
goodness. Well, mine just pales in comparison. We made it through the end of the year at school. If you're new, I work as an ELL para at an elementary school, but one of the little lovelies managed to give me a parting gift. And so I had a stomach bug, which I then managed to pass on to both of my other family members in the house, and they had it also. So this was my first week out of school, and we spent it sleeping and having a lot of downtime.
Ugh,
It's
I'm
it
sorry.
was not fun. I am not
Mhm.
happy with that child, whoever they may be.
Right. Well, they had a terrible start to their summer vacation too, I'm sure.
Yes. Um, so we will be packing the May box today. We delayed a little because just things have happened. And then with all of us being sick, we didn't want to get the packing team sick. We didn't want to send germs home to baby Owen. So,
Right, right. Because my husband, if you get a box from the Black Needle Society, chances are my husband is the one who taped it up.
mhm,
So,
got it all closed. And
mhm.
I will be wearing a mask today while we pack, just because the end of my bug has added on like some respiratory stuff with it.
Ah, oof,
Perfect, right? Okay,
right.
you know what? I'm going to give up on the glasses like I normally do because I see better up close without them. And I think we're going to jump right into it.
All right.
So I'm going to pull my first stack up, and I know you have yours ready.
Yes. So we are starting with finishes because each of us had quite a few finishes. Actually, we both had 4 finishes over
I,
our time away.
I think I had a fifth one, but I can't show you because it's a model.
Oh, well, never mind. Overachieving Laura had a 5th finish, but she's not showing us.
You have it as a start if you've started it.
Well, I finished it actually.
Oh, you'll show my finish. I can't
Okay.
show mine because it is actually the model for the finishing.
Mhm. So,
So,
well, that's all very cryptic. I'll show you in just a second.
but
But any,
first,
yes. Our first finish is Easy Peasy from the Frosted Pumpkin.
This is
Mine,
kind of a fun way to see how different fabrics look.
yes. So mine is on a Caribbean blue that was a fabric of the month from Color and Cotton, and it's on a 32 count Lugana.
Mine is on a 28 count jewel linen from Picture This Plus. I love that dark purple. But I mean, really, it's so fun to see these together
Mm-hmm.
because
Definitely.
they're just different, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Yes.
they're the same but different.
Completely different feel. And I used all the called for colors. I
Me
assume you
too.
did too.
Me too. So
So
that was a fun one.
yes, it was really good.
Mine was in my Stars Hollow bag, my
Uh,
dragonfly bag.
oh, fun. I've had mine and I didn't bring it in here in the frog project bag that we
Mm.
got in the nice list box this past year. Most of my projects have just kind of lived in and rotated out of that bag as I've sat on the couch holding my son and trying to best I can. All right. So do you want me to show my next one? My next
You
finish?
bet.
All right, and then we'll let you do your next one. So my next finish that I got was March from the Celebrate All Year South from the Black Needle Society. And this is just all the call for. This is blue gray linen from Witchelt. But those are, I love those little umbrellas. I was so excited
Yes.
to do this one. I've known what all the designs have been the whole time because I helped model stitch, but this isn't one that I did. This one actually made its way to the hospital with me because I told my husband just to grab something, and this was
That was
the thing
it, huh?
at hand. So I filled in some of those clouds while I was at the hospital. Not after I had Owen, but before I had Owen. I was induced, so I had a little bit of a wait. So, but I was really excited to get that one done because it was so fun. So I didn't cut the fabric apart, but here's the three January, February, March.
So fun. Okay,
Do you want to
my
show your next
next
one?
finish is Spring Bag by Shepherd's Bush. You
Oh,
can
you
see the
finished it.
pattern sticking in there. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Look at the size of the bag, right?
Mhm. Right.
I was supposed to do this over two, and I did it over
Oh.
one. So I did not put the buttons on it, but I
Mhm.
think it looks fine.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a little bit of a learning curve doing this. This is one of those It's So Emma bags that are kind of
Mhm.
a plasticky bag, and you actually stitch upside down, which doesn't bother me. I frequently turn my pattern upside down and go, but I should have been stitching over two. It was a little difficult because I did it over one. It was really
Mhm.
tight. So, but I just used a number 24 tapestry needle and got that in there.
Oh, that looks so good. I've been wanting to do one of those bags. That
They're
makes
so
me want to do it
fun.
again.
Sorry.
Okay, you're gonna see a little bit of a theme with my finishes, I think. So the next thing I finished was April from the Celebrate All Year
Woohoo!
from the Black Needle Society. And this is the month where we changed our fabrics. So this is on a piece of 32 count navy linen from Witchelt. And I just love this one. This is a big hit with the older boy. He really liked the stars and the sun and all that kind of stuff. So
It was
that
fun
was
to stitch. And I worried about carrying my floss on the
mhm,
little stitches, but you don't, there's no way
you
you
can't
see
tell.
them.
I did that too because they're just so scattered that
Yeah.
yeah, I carried mine too. Because I was worried about that as well, because I don't really like to carry my stitches too far, but I'm like, this will drive me crazy if I don't.
I also do think that if you finish it with the finishing kit and display it, you're not going to see it when you have the
This thing
stuff
behind it.
behind it.
Mhm.
Hopefully you guys are not getting emojis popping up because every time I raise my hand, it shows that I'm raising my hand.
Oh, I'm not seeing it on this side, but who knows?
My next one is my school project, and this is a Garon toten bags that our friend Sue gave me, and I carried Bayou Cat by Owl Forest embroidery in it, and I finished this during testing this year.
So
The
cute.
kids loved this piece.
I love it.
You should look at my margins if you're doing an Owl Forest kit. I don't mind a 2-inch border, but a lot of people were talking about how tight things were. So I had heard that and I started like right in the center just to make
Mhm.
sure. But you can see they definitely gave me 2 inches all the way around. So,
Good to know. Yeah,
and it
usually
was
if I get some sort of kit, I usually try to start in the center because you just never know.
right. Just, yes, just in case.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you have next?
All right, my last finish is the one that we were talking about where Lara stitched a model. It is Bring Me Her Heart from the Black Needle Society, and this was in the Novels and Needles box. And we actually have a finishing class uh, coming up to figure out how to finish this into a beautiful little thing that has a pocket on the back for a mirror. And I'm intimidated, but we'll get it through. And so this is on a piece of 32 count Vintage Country Mocha by Witchelt. And I used all of the called for stuff because it came as a kit. Here it is. And this is a pattern. I don't know if this happens to you that whenever I was stitching it, I was like, oh, I get it now. Because this is the top of a heart and this is the bottom of the heart and the apple is the middle part of the
Yes.
heart. Because whenever I looked at it, I was like, I don't understand what the top part of this is supposed to be. And then as I was stitching it, I was like, oh, it's an anatomical heart, duh.
That's
So,
okay. The person who did not have the picture ahead of time was
mm,
going, what is
what?
this? As I stitched. So,
But it's so much fun. I got this done in just a couple of days. So I really liked it. Really fun stitch. So yes, 3 of the 4 things that I finished during my maternity leave were Black Needle Societies. So.
my last one is from the Fun Everyday April folio,
Mm,
and I'll show you. I've done 3 of them now.
mhm.
This was the never ending fill in the blue background piece
Yes.
or purple background. I didn't think it was ever going to end.
It looks so good though.
And these are my other ones, just for kicks. So
These,
that's it. I only
we
have
could
4 of them finished. And how many did we figure there are like 46 or something?
I think there are 48 because there's one for each, or aren't there 4 for each folio?
I think maybe you're right. Maybe there are. I was trying to think how many extra little bits we get.
Oh, right.
This one I have in this bag because that's fun every day, right?
It's fun every day. Fun for them, not so much fun for Professor Sprout. I'm sure has to clean that.
um, I brought a little bit of stash to show you.
Okay, great.
Not everything, but a little bit. So I still have my silks from Silks for You, and I I know I have another month of them over there, but I didn't pull them out. But look at this.
Ooh, I love
Yeah, my
those.
ring light's doing really well with that. So I always love to see what they're going to send, and they're just gorgeous. These are colors from their standard line, and my goal is to just get enough that when I want to stitch some big thing with purple, then I can look
Mhm.
and see, oh well, which one do I mean?
Right.
So
That's awesome.
then in April, the fabric of the month from Color and Cotton, I get 32 count linen is Flamingo Medium. Is
Ooh,
that gorgeous?
that's good.
I really like that. And then, like, just to contrast with it, I'll keep this for a minute. The fabric of the month in May is apple soft.
Ooh.
So, I mean, aren't those fun?
She is a wizard with her dyes.
I just
So
love
good.
it.
Color and cotton is so good.
And then my last thing, um, I have been dying for this project. And so I finally just gave in and I bought Botanical Bee by Hands On Designs.
Oh, so pretty.
And I found, okay, so the fabric that they call for is actually a little more green, but I found this in my stash.
Ooh.
I bought all my colors and I bought this cute bag.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Look at
Look
those
at
fun
those decent
bunnies.
bunnies.
You know I love my bunnies. So
Yes.
yes. So that one I would love to work on that sometime this summer. We'll see because I have a lot of plans coming up.
Right. Your summer's always packed.
Yeah. So that's all the stash I'm really going to show you today. I'm trying to look. So, uh, I'm getting ready for a whip parade. These are my cubbies behind us. These will be Katie's, but for right now, I'm just using them.
Mhm.
So, so are you ready to do some whips?
I am ready to do some whips. So I think we determined that I have, oh, actually I have 5 whips. I lied. I don't have 4 whips. I have 5 whips. So do you just want me to start and you do a whole bunch at the end, or how do you want to do it?
You start and then I'll show several, and then when I get tired, you can show some more. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to sit here and
Um,
unbag some things in between so that I'll be
all
quicker.
right. So the first thing that well, I don't know. It's all kind of relative. I don't know what time it
Yeah.
is, the 2 months that we've been gone. Um, but I did work on, this is what I planned on taking to the hospital, but didn't
Oh,
end up taking to the hospital. This is Mama Hen, which is one of the new Mill Hills that came out this year.
this
And I'm
is
not
the
very
one that plucked at your heartstrings.
I, there I'm not even a chicken person, but something about this Mama Hen having 2 chicks whenever I was pregnant with my second just made me want to cry. So I had to get her. But that's where I am on her right now. Um, and not that many stitches in. I really need to probably make her a travel project so that I can get some work done on her. Um, but I love these little ornament sized mill hills. They're the perfect thing to just throw in your purse or, in your bag and take with you, and you don't need a hoop or anything. They're pretty good for that.
Awesome.
That's my first thing.
Okay. I am not sure if I showed these before or not, so I'm just going to show them. Um, the first one that I'm going to show you is Hive Rules.
All right.
And one of our friends pulled hers out, and I'm like, I should work on mine again.
Mhm.
So I did, and I've got mine. I have not ironed anything. I have mine this far.
Oh, wow. You're really getting there.
I work from the bottom up if you are new. So on here, I am up to here and I filled in
Wow.
that box. So I maybe have a couple little things. I haven't looked again. I need to pull it out again.
So
No, I
over
think,
halfway.
oh, I have a little bit to go on the bee. I left my needle. Here's my trick. Feel like you're going to get back to it soon. I left my needle where I need to start.
Mm,
It reminds me then, and I don't miss something in there.
right.
So that was one. I really enjoyed that. My friend was much closer to a finish and she finished, which is
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if I showed this the last time we did this, but I worked
I
on
don't think
Rodney. You don't or you do?
I don't think so. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. It's been 2 months. We'll look at him again, even if we didn't.
And I decided this time that I was going to start outlining Rodney.
Ooh, okay.
So I did that bottom foot, and when I got over to the tail, it was like, I'm just going to fill in the tip. I'm not going to keep going back and forth.
Mhm.
So, but I like to have an outline. That way I can just sit and fill. And
Yeah.
I love how the carrots are looking on this. This is color and cotton fabric. The last one I should have said it was from Be Stitch Me, and it's a 25 count. They called for a 25 count fabric, and Katie found that one. This one, this orangey one, was a fabric of the month from Color and Cotton that I pulled out.
The Bee Stitch Me, I think it's Garden Party, isn't it?
Yes, it's the don't feed the plants.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I don't think I showed you this one because I
No,
think
I
I
don't.
worked on this during retreat, actually. I'm trying to show you the chart. But this is one of my 22 for 22 that I started a couple of years ago. And I filled in a lot of this green and the roof of the house and the windows and door that are there.
So pretty.
I had this done
Mhm.
basically. So I love this one. And yes, I just need to pull it out and get it done. I don't say what this is, what fabric this is. I would guess that it's a 32 count. Oh, and another piece of my stash. I was trying to see, I have both of these up here. On Penny and Tunny, I saw this bag,
Ooh.
but I kept seeing all of the pictures of it, and there was more to the fabric. Here, let's do it this
Oh
way.
yeah.
There was more to the fabric.
Mhm.
So I contacted them and said, hey, I love that fabric. Any chance that I can get all of the ladies on a couple of, if I order a couple of bags?
Right.
And she wrote back and said, well, absolutely, I will do that for you. So
Oh
she
nice.
did. She pulled it out and made sure that I got all of the ladies on my 2 bags.
That's awesome.
I just loved them. And then let me peek in here. Okay, I'm going to show you one little new start in the middle of all this. So I pulled out, it's the B51 Inspiration Boxer. I call this one Gratitude. This is what it looks like.
Mhm.
It came with a piece of lamb's wool, and I hated it. Immediately, I hated it. So I found this piece of standard Zweigert linen in my
Mhm.
stash. That's so it's more than 20 years old. I was trying to see if I left the little bag in here. It's more than 20 years old. It doesn't have the tag on it anymore. Oh, wait. Exciting. Yeah. How many of you got this from Silkweaver?
Mhm.
That's what I got. So I started this in the colorway apricot, and that's as far as I got.
Oh
What
nice.
we so that was one of my little starts, and I did I want to do the other little one there too, and I did
Mhm.
find another little piece of fabric that will be just perfect for it.
Oh, great.
So I'm excited about that. Those should be pretty quick stitches, and this is working much better than the very stiff lamb's wool that I was just fighting with.
Just because it comes in a kit doesn't mean you have to use it.
No. Okay, that was like 4. So
Okay. I'll show you one of mine. So, there's also a theme in my whips. I've worked on a lot of Black Needle Society. I'm not only a model stitcher, but I'm a satisfied customer. So, speaking of model stitches, this is already released, so I can show it to you. But I'm stitching the actual model for the Schoolhouse Rock stitch along that was released last year. This is on a piece of 32 count Wapo blue from Needle Bling Designs. And yes, it is that blue. It's so blue that it has blown out my camera and is making these look orange. And I'm not stitching them in order of the released parts. I had this started and I really didn't like the way that my stitches looked. So I was like, I'm just gonna come right up here and I'm gonna do this is the middle of the project. So I did the and from conjunction junction and then right up to I'm just a bill.
I'm
So
just a bill.
and so this took most of my time during my maternity leave because I had a well, most of my time was spent just staring at a baby, but this time that I spent stitching was mostly on this guy. This thing is massive. Capital is massive. So I worked on that.
You're funny. Capital massive.
Capital massive.
Okay. This one and this one. Okay. So I'm going to give you a good laugh. This
Mm,
is one of my new starts.
okay.
It was supposed to be in April. I didn't make it. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. So I started it in May.
It's a very good start. You have to start somewhere.
And I'll explain why it's like that. And this is, I'm going to catch a quick little drink of tea.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know, some days are like that. Some days during my leave, I've been lucky to get like 3 stitches in and then I have to put something down. So,
So this one I'm stitching on 36 count old mill Java, which my friend Sue also gave me. And what she didn't know is that the old mill was my LNS.
mhm.
And she had no idea that that's what it's named for. R&R, um, it's R&R fabric. And that's her LNS. And she just picked up something she thought I would like. And I think it's just so funny because um, the two ladies that are R&R had a really great relationship with the ladies who owned the Old Mill Stitchery. So that was like, it was such a cool thing. She brought that to me at retreat last year, and it was just such a cool thing to get that and have, get to go
Yeah,
share that story with her. So
definitely.
I have this in a Sheba Designs bag.
Look at the
Love,
psychedelic bunnies.
yes, love Melissa's things, and that's Tula Pink fabric.
Mhm.
And then I think I did this during I did it during 24 hours of cross stitch. I pulled out my home sweet home because I had like the white part, I had the bodies of the sheep in there and part of this little flag. And I started with a different project, but partway through I picked this one up and I got that whole hill in.
Wow.
So this is one that I would like to pull out like in June and see if I can
Yeah.
get some work done on it. And I have it in my Winter and Stars Hollow bag
Oh, fun.
with
Love
the
it.
beautiful blue inside.
Yes.
Because blue for Gilmore Girls, right?
Right.
That was two that I showed you, right? Three,
Mhm.
two. Okay. Then for May, I did Manning May. So every day I'll tell you more about another thing I'm doing. But I pulled out four of my big Carolyn Manning pieces. This one is Thistle, and it's on 32 count water lily linen. Say that fast, water lily linen by Witchelt. And this one is probably the one I made the most progress on. It was already further along than the others, but
Colors on that one are so beautiful. It's so
because
happy.
I love it. It's so fun to work on. And like I'm starting to see the lines that are going through it.
Mhm.
So,
Good.
um, and really I built off of, I had this little 9 block done. Can I make it, can I add another row of blocks? Can I add another row of blocks? So
Mm,
that's what I was doing, was just adding more blocks all the way around.
right.
So this one is from the same line. I have it in a Sheba Designs bag. It's we got them at the same time, but this one's all the little hedgehogs, which is why I thought I would put the hedgehog
Mm-hmm.
needle minder in there. And then in another Sheba Designs bag, all the crabs,
Yes.
because oh, and it has coral inside, because this one houses ruby.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I'm trying to see if I have a tag. This one I'm stitching on 32 count winter moon, I think is what it's called. Linen. It's on here somewhere. And when I set this one up, it was kind of fun. This one color went all the way around.
Fun.
So this time I worked down in the corner and I did the same thing. I finished off everything inside that little square and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
just building out from it. So I'm not color completing on these. It's not really a thing that's possible. Look at all those reds.
Mm. That one's so beautiful. I need to pull mine back out.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. You don't have thistle, but you do have ruby
Yes, because we started Ruby together.
in July for our birthdays.
Our birthdays.
Okay, so that's good. That's like 4. Now what do
Okay.
you have?
All right, I'll show you the next one. So I started the May
Ooh.
one for Celebrate All Year, which is a whole bunch of strawberries, which I've been looking forward to. And this is also on a piece of navy linen, 32 count from Witchelt. I have to put my hand behind it because you can see right through it.
Yes, so
Uh,
that's the thing about Witchelt linen. It is a very delicate linen, is what I would say.
mhm. Yep,
I
yep.
learned
So,
early on to stitch on it, and I think people either like it or hate it.
well, the ones coming up, the ones that I did, I definitely had a love-hate relationship with, but I'm really enjoying these, except for most of my stitching on these have happened between the hours of midnight and 3 in the morning,
Oh,
which is hard on the eyes.
yeah,
But
that dark fabric too.
mhm.
You'll
So,
see in my other ones here.
but I'm really enjoying this, and of course, the one for June came out today or yesterday, since it was June 1st. So I need to finish that up so I can work on the one for June. Because I really want to be caught up for July because that's the first one that I model stitched, and I'm really excited.
To stitch it again, right?
Yeah, it was my favorite of the three that I stitched, so I'm excited to stitch it.
So I got to do the planets and the strawberries. And
Yes.
then Katie kicked me off of that duty and I started stitching the stamp collection.
Mhm.
Okay. Um so the other one you're going to show is the one that I have also, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I have two more, but yes, one of them is the
2
one that
more.
you have
Okay.
also.
Okay, well, I'll show these 3. Okay. So I started Welcome Spring, which was a complimentary chart in 2015 at
Mm,
Nashville Needlework Market. And I've been sitting with it. It was complimentary if you purchased the threads, which were new, and it was like shabby sheep, sugar plum, and prairie grass.
okay.
I have pulled out a piece of Witch Old fabric, see how sheer,
Mhm.
and started it on this purple.
That's
The
so
shabby
pretty.
sheep looks really pretty, doesn't it?
It does. It's perfect.
And I went around and around and around. Now they called for some different color for the sheep's head and
Mm,
legs, and I did not like that. So I changed it and made it black.
yeah.
And this one I'm storing in a Tula Pink bag. These are kind of fun.
Mhm.
They're plasticky bags, And then usually the back is clear and you can see through it. It has a design on the front and then that.
Fun.
Um, week 3 of my Manning Mania. I worked on sea glass. I did not get anywhere. And it's
Oh,
because it's this linen. It is Witchelt 32 count water lily, which is funny because I'm using water lily for another one. But
mhm.
this one, for whatever reason, is like stand up crunchy.
Wow.
So I'm going to, these are all DMC. I'm going to put this in a lingerie bag and run it through. Um, I'm thinking I'll start with the dryer, see if the dryer will soften it up. If it doesn't, I will run it through. Maybe I'll hand wash it and then run it back through the dryer. But and here's the thing. If it messes up my corner, I have way more than enough to restart
Right.
it
Yeah.
over here.
Well, hopefully
So
that fixes it.
yeah, it just, I mean, I couldn't get any traction with this one. It was hard to stitch on, it wasn't fun, and I'm not gonna do that to myself.
No, no.
I've hit a point where I'm like, no, this one's in a bag made by me.
Ooh.
And then my last one for Manning May in this cute That's So Calico bag with the tag.
So cute.
Keisha's like, I know what this is. It's Halloween at Granny's.
Yes, I love your fabric choice for this one too. I love it.
So this is color and cotton fabric, which I worked on this while I was sick and my eyeballs had a little bit of a hard time with this. And I am leaving those funky stitches in there because they will remind me that I persevered even though it was hard.
Yes.
That's a needle minder from the Black Needle. I love that one.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Mm.
okay, what you got next?
All right. Well, we'll show the one that we have in common next.
Okay, I
Um,
gotta put mine away here. Sorry.
it's okay. I'll preamble a little bit.
Okay.
On Mother's Day, we started and finished something a few years ago. We've always stitched on the same thing on Mother's Day. And so this year we decided to use Bluegrass from Ink Circles as our one that we were going to start on. And
Which looks like
yes,
this.
very fun. And I think both of us just picked whatever kind of fabric, we picked whatever kind of floss, and we're just kind of going with it.
Yep.
And so mine is on a 32 count solo from Silkweaver.
Mine's on a
And it is
32 count limited edition from Color and Cotton. Oh, look, we are like opposites. Top
the
left,
same thing, but in
bottom
different.
right. And I'm
So,
using Hellebore Silk from Color and Cotton also.
and see, I didn't bring it in here, but I'm using Lagoon from the Gentle Art as my floss.
So also we started this on our Stitch With Us, and I decided partway through, Keisha said that she had hers on Pattern Keeper, and I thought, I'm just gonna buy it again. So I did,
Mhm.
which means I have a chart to give away. And we ask you guys to give us a code word for this. And so this one is won by Connie Van Zant. So
Oh,
Connie,
congratulations.
yeah, congratulations. If you will message me, my email is down below. It's patternqueen3@gmail.com. If you will message me there, then I will get this out in the mail to you. And congratulations. We hope you like it and that you'll stitch along with us.
Yes.
I have one more. You have one more. You show yours.
Okay. Well, um, in keeping with the theme of I only stitch things that are designed by Katie Landis, I worked on Santa stamp collection from the Black Needle Society just because I felt like pulling it out. Um, so I didn't really stitch that much. And this is on a piece of 32 count Is it Plush? It's
It's what
from
was called for plush.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was what was originally called for. I know the reprinting, you stitched it on something a little bit darker from Color and Cotton.
Yes.
And this is the original colorway because there were a couple of flosses that were changed. But I did the pink up here at the top and I started filling in the blue here. I only really worked on it for a night or two, and most of my nights or two are like 50 stitches right now. So not a whole lot of progress. Um, but I really like this piece a lot. It's just so bright and happy. And I knew that I had one where I could just like kind of fill in. So that's what I was doing.
That's kind of fun. Okay, I had one more new start, which is lamb mini bag. I started this yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And this one I'm doing over two with all of the called
So it's
for
gonna look
materials.
bigger than your regular size.
So I got that
Oh,
far
so
before I
fun.
had to stop because I was hosting a chat and they
Mhm.
just needed me to be looking at other things. So I
Yeah.
have both of my bags together.
Fun.
And my last whip.
All right.
I came up with a plan. I think I talked about it during our Stitch with Us, but I came up with a plan that if you've been here for a while, you know I started Pandemic for Long Dog Leap Day.
Mhm.
And I thought, I'm never going to get that done in 4 years because I still have Life After Death going. I looked at it. Life After Death will only take me 150 stitches a day to finish by the end of the year.
Mhm.
And I have been doing that. So I started on April 28th and I started at 18,678 stitches completed. And as of the I without yesterday's in, which is like another 150, I ended at 24,435 stitches. And this is where it is.
Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you for sticking to it and getting all that done. That's so much work.
So this is on 40 count antique hydrangea from R&R. I had a panic moment because I realized that I started it with the wrong orientation, but I'm still going to
Mhm.
make it. You can see I got over there to the edge and I've left the floss hanging just in case I am off a stitch or two with the count.
Mhm.
But I've been working, um, just working my way up to try and finish. You can see some hard lines coming through there. Um,
Mhm.
I've just been working my way up to get all the way to the top, and currently I am up here working on this basket and moving the line across. I'm using Silks for You. It's one of their purples. I have the colors. I'll have the colors down below in
Mhm.
our description box. So my part of the description box is going to take a year to do today.
Sweet. Yeah, I know. I was thinking usually I do mine on my phone. I'm gonna have to sit at the computer and type it up today, I think.
And I have this in a bag by the 805 Stitcher. I just love this. And the inside is just this cute soft. Um, oh, I could have shown you this. This is what the whole thing will look like because I bought this as a paper pattern, then decided that was ridiculous and
Mhm.
decided that I would buy it again as a digital copy, a PDF copy. So I've been on this side. And I
Ooh,
think I'm leaving this for last because it's just fun. I think I'm going to go like all the way across here at the top
uh-huh.
and then
Oh
I'll
man,
come
so I'll
down.
have to wait because I can't wait for you to get to that whale.
And look, the whale is eating people.
I love him.
He's
I'm
so
so
fun.
excited for you to stitch that.
Yeah. And both of my parents, my mother was born at the end of April and my dad was born in the middle of May. Both of my parents are Taurus, so I love that I have a
Mhm.
bull on there for them.
Oh yeah,
Kind of fun.
fun.
Those cubbies are empty, so that's the end of my whips. That was
You
enough.
made it. You made it.
Woo!
Oh
That
man,
was
let's not take another 2-month break.
sorry. Um,
Great.
so I think we're like up to plans. How about you?
Yeah. Well, you have a crazy scheme and a plan that we have in common. So do you want to talk about that first?
Sure. I had to find this. Keisha reminded me that I was supposed to work on this. This is in an 805 Stitcher bag. Look at that one.
Oh, very pretty.
And I'll show you the inside here in a minute, but it's just a pretty soft coordinating. I had to pull everything out because we haven't spoiled the surprise yet. You guys were here when we started this.
Hmm. Who knows when we started it? I've I've had many sleeps and a child since then.
You have a paper pattern or do
Yes,
you
I
have
do.
me
I
too?
have a paper. All right.
Oh, sorry. Peacock and Pomegranate by Cottage Garden Samplings. We're really excited about this
We
because
are. We
we
both want to pull
realized that we started it and we haven't gone back to it.
it. Mhm.
Mine's on Morning Fog 30 count.
Mine is on a 40 count cobblestone from R&R.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, look, you
All right.
have something.
Yes, I do. Beautiful.
I have a line, you
Have
guys.
a
I have a
line.
line.
I started on the leaves because that was more exciting.
This gives me like the whole way across the project. I think it's the little squares because there are pauses in between it all the way.
Well, so I had this is cut to the size that it's going to be. So with I think a 2-inch margin. So I just started in the middle because I get worried. So
And I love Tara. Here's the needle minder she put in
um, oh,
that is from this
perfect.
fabric.
I
So,
love it. I'm excited to stitch this very colorful. Of course, I didn't start with the very colorful part, but I'm excited to stitch. I wanted to stitch all of the colors on a dark fabric. And I got this fabric at Cecilia's in Branson. And I was like, well, I'm stitching this with my good friend Laura Landis. So I should get something from R&R because that's
oh,
favorites.
mine is actually R&R fabric. Morning
Oh, really?
30 count is, yeah, it's an old R&R fabric. They probably don't even make it anymore, but the
Mhm.
Old Mill Stitchery, um, they were one of the shops that carried R&R fabric when they first started dyeing fabric.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I always had it available to me. So yeah. And yeah,
So what's the plan?
it's so fun to see, like, this is written by one of the ladies at the shop.
Mhm.
And look, I got a quarter yard of fabric for $18.
Oh.
um,
I'm switching.
I think the plan is just to get some stitches in. What do you think?
All right, I think that sounds good.
So I'm doing magazine monthly challenge. I haven't
Mhm.
ever I filled out the acrostic. I haven't ever posted it and decided I was going to actually stick to it. So here's mine for June. Why is that so fuzzy?
I don't know.
There we go. So my plan is to spend at least 3 hours this month on peacock and pomegranate. And
Okay.
that would be one evening for me, one long evening. I want to get One Nation out. I started lamb mini bags, so I've already made that. Well, I have to put a couple more hours in it.
Mhm.
And then Life After Death, you can see I put 4,000 stitches because really I'm going to be trying to get 4,500 stitches. Ooh, it's really blown out. And what is this one? Oh, I'll talk about that in a minute. And then the other one on here for me is my 2023 temperature chart. You want to
Mhm.
pull yours out too, Keisha? See, you could work on this. I'm this far. January, February,
Okay.
March, April, May. My goal is 1 month. I think probably I'll finish June and do July
Okay.
because it's only 10 stitches per chevron.
Right. Yeah.
So they're quick.
Here, I could just pull that back out. I'd have to research my temperatures. Luckily, those are easy to find.
Yeah, and I just thought, I really like this design and
Mhm.
I would just like to get it done. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I am using for the border a hand-dyed silk from Stitch Me. I was trying to see if I had it. Oh, here it is, right at the front. Hello. And instead of the color that she used, I'm using this, and it is called Evil Queen.
Ooh,
Very
very
cool.
good. Yes.
So, but those are all the colors in our color
Mhm.
range. They're so fun to work with.
Yes, for sure. I think I'm in April, so I need to work a little bit to catch up to you.
I kept seeing it on my whip list, and I thought, I have got to pull that thing out because, I want it done. It's really pretty, and it's a chart from Stitching Book Club. Um,
Mhm.
what's her other name?
Sapphire Mountain
Thank
Handcrafts.
you. And it's really pretty. Has floral motifs down at the bottom. Should be really cute.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. I was laughing to myself over here as you were talking about your plans because you're going to do 3 hours on peacock and pomegranate, which is probably perfect for me because that's about how much stitching time I'll have in the next month or so. I'm just kidding. I've been able to stitch a little bit, but babies
Yeah. Well,
never know
maybe
what they're
at
going.
work. Maybe it can be
There we
your
go.
work project.
My work project during my small breaks. So.
Do you have other plans?
I actually have no plans right now. I need to continue to work on the Schoolhouse Rock South because I'd like to get that moved along. I don't know that I'm going to have it done by the time we have the in-person retreat, but I'd like to get it as far done as possible. Um, I'd like to finish up the May portion of Celebrate All Year so that I can start working on June, so that I can work on July when it comes out. Um, but really, I'm just going to try to stitch. And I know that this is about the time of year when I get models for camp. So I don't know. At any given time, Katie Landis might show up at my door,
I
knock on it, hand me some supplies, and then go away, and I'll have some models to stitch. So I'm
think
also
you have
looking.
a couple more weeks at least because she
All right.
is hot and heavy in the middle of a project.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just know, as soon as you get that call, you got to stop what you're doing. You got to stitch the models. So I'm looking forward to whatever that is because I have no idea. Um, so yeah, I'm just kind of in flux. Who knows what sort of stitching time I'll have? Who knows what I'll have to show? But I'm glad that we're back.
Yes.
My plan is
Um,
to stitch.
there you go. Um, our LNS CCN company in Blue Springs is going to have a garage sale this summer. They usually do it
Mhm.
every other year. And so people donate, they don't donate. People put things in that they are no longer going to stitch. Sometimes people clean out stash and they put in pieces that are already stitched or partway stitched. And Katie's been going through her things, so I adopted a bunch of things.
Yeah, I got to adopt a couple of things too.
One of the things, so this is my chart. It's Spring's Promise. It's from the original Loose Feathers Club. And Katie had plans to do this. And she was trying to see. Um, yeah, it probably is 28 count 18th century Blackbird by R&R. This is what Katie had done.
Ooh.
Now she starts, look how pretty that piece of fabric
Yeah,
is.
that fabric is beautiful.
That's why, yeah, that's why you love R&R. Yeah.
Mhm,
Um, Katie crosses the opposite way from me. So you can tell that's this.
mhm.
So I think I'm going to leave it in. I don't think you'll notice. I'm going to cross the way I cross. And I'll probably just, she's done this corner. So I'll pull that down and go all the way across and pull down. And then I'll be able to work up.
Mm,
But
perfect.
spring's promise. So I'd like to work on it while it's still spring. So in the
Yeah,
next couple of weeks.
definitely.
But she has all of the, I mean, it didn't take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It took 7 flosses. That's it. So
Wow.
that's pretty good. And I put it in my other pretty ladies bag.
Mhm.
So that is another of my plans because, I need to stitch all day, every day, all the time.
Well, it's summer break. What else are you gonna do? I'm
I
just kidding. I know you have a bunch of other stuff to
I
do.
am going to work on Love You More. You should be, if you're interested in those project bags, you should be watching because we have plans to go through and get all of the I can't think, get all of the one-off fabrics. Um, we had fabrics disappear at different times.
Mhm.
And so I have a stack of fabrics that have popped back up we found in all of the moving because we've moved stuff around. And so I will be making uh, book sleeves from those. And it won't be Fresh Fabric Friday, it will be Featured Fabric Friday.
Nice.
So we will be reviving that and getting some things out there and getting me sewing. I'll have some regular sewing time every week.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Well, I'll tell you, we have one very satisfied customer. I know you can use them as project bags, but if you have a 3-year-old who's obsessed with his own with flashcards that he has, you can use a Curious George book sleeve to keep all of your flashcards neat and tidy.
It should be fun to get those out and make those one of a kind book sleeves,
Mhm.
one or two.
For
And
sure.
then I have a plan to just make my way through all of the fabric that we have. And I'm trying to get myself around making project bags.
Mhm.
So the zippers and I are not great friends yet. And
Oh, no.
if we get past that, then we'll be fine. But anyway, other than that, I plan to get well. That's a big plan for June.
That'll be good. Then you can go have your summer adventures. You got to be better by your birthday,
Oh yeah.
at the very least.
Oh yeah. That's coming up soon. Sooner than I
Mhm.
think. It's today's the 2nd. So it's like a month and a day.
Month and a day.
But anyway, do you think that we have rambled long enough today?
Oh, and we had to catch people up on 2 months worth of shenanigans.
Ah, then I guess really all that's left to say is bye.
Bye. Have a good week. See you next week.
Yeah. And I may make a whip parade.
Woo.